Tierra here with Fae Creations. Thanks so much for tuning in. Since I took a break and I'm months behind on soap making due to the holidays and having a baby and working on a soap shed and moving and all these things that kind of got in the way of business, I didn't really get to do any New Year's. Well, I had ideas for New Year's and Valentine's Day, but obviously I did not get around to them. So I didn't really make any. This one was inspired by both of those things, but it doesn't have to fall into that category. It's just going to be a fancy soap. I was thinking pearls and bubbles and champagne and pinks and golds. And so it is sort of inspired by New Year's and St. Patrick's Day, Valentine's Day, but I'm changing it. It is just going to be a fancy looking soap. It is inspired by the fragrance, which is called Pink Berry Mimosa by Crafter's Choice. So let's get to making this soap. I have already poured in my lye solution into my oils. There's tussed silk, sodium lactate, coconut milk powder, and kaolin clay in my recipes. Let's get this all mixed in and get those oils and lye water incorporated into one another. So I've divided the batter into 3 bowls, not quite in even portions. I put a little bit more of my batter into this bowl, and I'm going to color it with some Love Song Pink by Nurture. This is a little sample that they gave me, and I thought it was a very pretty color. I already have it, and I don't use pinks or purples very often. I realized that. So I thought I would use that little sample that they gave me. Into this bucket, I have, this is a Super Sparkle Eco Glitter that is by Nurture as well. And I'm going to add some titanium dioxide dispersed in water into that for a nice white, sparkly, shiny color. Every time I say the word shiny, I think of Moana. Every time Brad and I say the word shiny, we break out into song. And I'm not going to do it, but if you've seen the Moana movie, you know what part of it I'm talking about. Into the other bowl, this is an extravagant sparkle mica from my Mica obsession. It is the most beautiful gold mica I have ever seen, and it is from Australia. Keely sent that over to me a while ago, and I treasure it. And I'm going to mix each one of these in, starting with this white. So adding in the fragrance, that Pink Berry Mimosa, into each one of these. The notes in this are sweet strawberry, ripe raspberry, citrus peel, and sparkling Moscato. It smells really nice. Of course, I say that about a lot of fragrances, but it's not necessarily something I would pick out. It is very fruity and very sweet, but it is a nice fragrance. It actually has that sparkling, effervescent smell to it, which I'm always amazed at when I find a fragrance that has that. Like, how do they do that? All right, mix each one of these in. Start pouring into my molds. It's a nice yellow color, look at that. And by nice yellow, that is so exaggerated. I am being sarcastic here. It does say it doesn't discolor, and it doesn't rise or separate, or any of those naughty things that some fragrances can do. So I'm hoping this is just a temporary thing, and by the time it cures, it will, well, not even. I'm hoping tomorrow when I cut it, that this yellow tint will be gone. All right, let me just keep mixing this in and see what we get. So let's do a drop swirl with this soap, starting with the pink color. pour in a nice bottom layer of that. And then we'll alternate the gold and the white. My hope for this soap is to get some pretty wispy curly whirly swirls. Those are my favorite. And I'm just experimenting. I know Keely over at Soy and Shea kind of has some theories of what causes them. I feel like it has something to do with titanium dioxide or white soap batter. I feel like the consistency of it when you do a drop swirl, and I think it even works with in the pot swirls as well. It's just something about it that causes them. So doing a little experiment with this soap. We'll alternate these colors until the molds are filled up, and then we'll go get the icing together. This is the one soap that has a frosted top for this collection. Whoops. So the embeds going on top of this soap, I have got some gold champagne bottles. These are all made out of mountain pour. I've got some pink pearls that I've dusted in some mica, and then I have some, these could be bubbles or they could be pearls. I was kind of going with both, either one. They could be pearls, they could be bubbles. Sticking the champagne bottles on the side like so, and I've got some eco glitter to put on top of here that I'm really excited about. I don't think I've used this one yet. I bought a whole bunch of little samples to try until I find which ones are my favorite, so that I can buy pretty decent sized bottles of them. So I have to say, I'm just in love with this new stainless steel table. It is so much easier, as I'm placing these embeds on here, to reach the soap. It is at a better level. The table I was working on before was so low, and I feel like I was hurting my back and like really at a weird angle, bent over, trying to make soap. And now this stainless steel table is just, it is the best. And funny story about it is I almost didn't get it. Not because I didn't want it, but because it got delivered to the wrong house. Which, since moving to this new house, this neighborhood is the absolute worst for getting mail and packages. Like, the deliveries around here are never right. I'm on a Facebook group for the Darlington, Dublin, like Harford County area, and everyone is complaining about not getting their packages. And what's even worse is, before we were officially moved in, I just stuck my hand in that soap. Before we were officially moved in, we had a few things sent to the house that we didn't want to have to pack and have to move over, so we just had them shipped to the house, and they were stolen off of the front porch. At least 3 packages got stolen off the front porch. Never in my life have I ever had a problem with mail until I moved here. Now everyone complains about the FedEx and the UPS guys that just throw packages in the driveway or deliver them to the wrong house. Everyone's always looking for their mail, and this table was a pretty pricey, is an expense, and I got it off Amazon, which Amazon's just as guilty. They said they delivered it. Not only did they say they delivered it, they said they handed it to a resident, and I'm like, well, they surely didn't hand it to me. So there's no picture or proof taken. It's not sitting on my front step, and it's pretty hard to miss a giant box that has a stainless steel table in it. So I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna wait. Hopefully it shows up. Maybe it says delivered, but he's a few stops away. I'll just give it the benefit of the doubt. And I was putting together my curing rack in my hallway, and I saw a woman walk up my drive, and I went, she has my table. So she did. She was a neighbor 2 doors down, said that my stainless steel table was in her driveway. Lucky for me, I have a nice neighbor. I actually have quite a few nice neighbors, and a good thing that came out of it is that I got to meet one of my neighbors since my table was delivered at her house. I haven't met the one directly next to me on the left side, but the one on the right side we've met, and we really like her. So far we're happy with our neighbors. Now we're just upset with our delivery people. No matter what it is, Amazon, UPS, FedEx, it's just like all of them don't care, and it's pretty sad. But I thought I was going to have to fight Amazon for this table because I honestly did not receive it. But luckily, I've got it, and I was so excited about putting it in the soap shed. I was like, this is the biggest touch. I cannot wait to stick it in the soap shed. And I was a little disappointed when it said delivered and I didn't have it. So hopefully this is just kind of like, maybe it has something to do with COVID, maybe it has something to do with the holidays, but I really hope these delivery services, whoops, can get their act together and everyone's mail can stop being delivered to the wrong place. I've seen delivery drivers stop in the middle of the road and chuck packages out into the driveway. It's like, I have a giant porch, people. Please put it on my porch. And since my packages were getting stolen, I was even saying, like, can you put it on the back porch? And maybe 1 out of 5 deliveries have been delivered to the back porch. So it's like, if something gets stolen, it's not my fault. Although we have installed a security camera. We got one of those rings now, so we can see if anyone is approaching our house. And the sad thing is we don't even live like in an area where there's a lot of business. I mean, it is a main area, but there's no sidewalk. I just don't get it. Anyway, end of story. Happy I got my table. Happy to soap on it. It is just the perfect work surface for making soap. Perfect level, it's easy to clean, and it looks nice. So much nicer than what I was using before. So, now that I've got all my embeds on there, I am going to put my glitter on here. I'm going to give it a little spray with rubbing alcohol first though. So let's see. Rubbing alcohol, Eco Glitter, the one I'm going to use. I have quite a couple pinks here. I think I'm going to use maybe the second one in this stack called Pink Cougar. I think that's kind of fitting for this soap. Let's see if I can get the lid off without making a mess. And just sprinkle some of this on here. And then I'm going to let this sit. I don't know what I'm doing over here. Okay, I'm gonna let this sit for 24 hours and then come back to cut it. Yay, glitter! Alright, it is time to cut into this and take a peek at the inside. Let's see here. Nice, soft, sparkly colors. I like it, and it would help if I get it into focus. Yeah, let's scoot this back a little bit so you guys can see the whole entire bar. I don't see any curly whirly swirls like I was hoping for. I think I need to keep experimenting and see how to get those on purpose. I am determined to do this research, this experimenting, and figure out how to get those cool swirls that I like. But did not get any on this one. It doesn't look like, but they are really pretty. That is a really pretty drop swirl. It is your typical looking drop swirl. This smells really good too. I like it better in the soap than I did in the bottle. It's not as sweet and cloying, but it's not very powerful either, so it's nice and soft and fruity. I like that. Love the colors in this soap. And see the top of it. Yeah, there we go. So we got the champagne bottle and our little pearls slash bubbles and our pretty drop swirl in there. Love the glitter on top of here. These will be available on the February 26th shop update if you are interested in purchasing one. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please give me a thumbs up. If you're new to the channel and haven't done so already, think about subscribing and joining me for more soap making adventures. If you have any questions or comments, leave them for me in the comment section down below. And until next time, I hope you have a very nice day. And I will smell you later.